What if the universe doesn't want from you to try harder? What if you've already done enough, but what it is asked from you is to relax, to let go, to surrender a little bit? What about that? Because maybe you've been trying so hard, and maybe you've done everything you knew. Maybe you've been hustling with that idea as hard as possible, and you've ended up stressed, anxious. Nothing wrong with that. Like, that's how we're learning, right? That's how we're growing and building skills. But what if the universe truly requires from you right now is to relax, to let go? And what does it mean? Well, something I've learned in my life, I'm an artist, I'm a painter. You can find my paintings on AttractPassion.com just to see how they look. Something I've learned on my journey is that I do the greatest possible work when I don't have much expectations how it should be. And I'm not obsessed over how to make it perfect. I just get into a state of play. It doesn't happen always, but when I have the most fun at creating it, it ends up that the painting is very, very interesting. And I've noticed that my original paintings that have been sold the fastest were the paintings that were also created with the greatest possible ease. There was a time I had my first art exhibition, and there were few paintings that I didn't want to take with me because I thought they're not good enough. Because I've been playing with a bit of a skill. I've been playing a little bit on the canvas, and I thought they're not good enough. But when we set up the exhibition, we noticed there's space for at least 2 to 3 paintings. And I've noticed, okay, then I guess I should bring the paintings that I've left at home with me, that I thought they're not good enough. But then something very interesting happened when one person came into this exhibition, and that person was very serious about buying a painting. And I showed them the art. I've shared the story of all the paintings, and then that person took the painting that I thought that is not good enough. She said, I truly love it. I just want to take it. And I've noticed, well, maybe it's not my judgment that truly matters. Maybe it's the play that tells the value of the work, right? Maybe it's the play, maybe it's the sense of ease that is present in doing something that tells us that the outcome has the greatest value. So maybe it's not just the hard work that matters, maybe it's the play in the work that matters the most. Right? I'm speaking from an artist's perspective, but also I've noticed here on YouTube, I've noticed the videos where I had the most fun, where I was playing in it, were the most successful. When idea came to me, when I was having fun in my life, like I'm also a very passionate mountain biker, and I'm a very passionate road cyclist, and I love to go into the gym, so I'm quite passionate about sports. And I guess I'm passionate about sports the most is because I kinda forget about everything else in my life, and I lose myself in that activity, that particular activity. I'm just from the gym right now. And what is very interesting to me is that when I'm having a good time, when I'm having fun, I would say I'm in the flow state. And when I'm in the flow state, I come across very incredible ideas. And when I come across these incredible ideas, then I really want to use them. I really want to do something with them because they feel incredible. And every time I use these ideas in my videos, for example, videos are successful. When I use the ideas in paintings. Paintings become quite successful. Prints are selling well. People give me an incredible feedback. So I've noticed that maybe, yeah, well, work is important, doing is important. And what we call hard work, which is just putting a bit more time into something and some discipline, is very important. But it's not all. Because I see way too many people hustling at something and still saying I haven't done enough. I am not good enough. I should try better. Why money is not coming in? Why I'm not making this amount of money, and so on and so on. But what they miss is that maybe you've already done enough. Maybe what you need is to let go so the river, the stream can flow with greater ease. You see, river will always find a way to the ocean. And when you think about your life, you need to understand that your vision will manifest. Universe will find a way to bring to you what you deserve. It will find a way to bring to you what you deserve, but you need to remove resistance, right? You need to remove resistance, and to remove resistance, sometimes you need to let go of doing. You need to let go of effort and become a bit more effortless. This is the idea from Taoism that says maybe the best action is effortless action, which doesn't mean really action without an effort. It means it's action that feels like a flow, because when you are in the flow, it's not really you that is doing the doing. It's life that moves through you and is navigating the action, right? And that's what we experience when we are doing art. That's what musicians are experiencing when they are singing and dancing, and poets experience it when they are writing, and well, entrepreneurs experience it when they are brainstorming and connecting together right people and stretching their ideas and imaginations into possible ways. This is called the flow. Athletes experience it when they're deep in the action, so deep that they lose the sense of self in it. And that's when something greater takes over. So I wanted to give you this message today just to remind you that maybe you've already done enough, and what you're learning is to let go, to surrender. But what is letting go? What does it mean? Because if you're like me, I don't know you, but I have this sense that you may be a bit hard on yourself. Are you? Are you, my friend? Let me help you. So, for most of my life, I've been hard on myself because, well, I've been growing up in an environment where I've noticed that if I want to experience my dreams and my goals, I will need to take care of myself. I've just noticed that, well, if I will be following what everybody in my circle is doing, I will end up where everybody ended up. And I want to end up somewhere else. I want to go outside of the box. I want to do what most people aren't willing to do. And therefore, I've noticed, well, I need to take care of myself. And because I was like that, I was thinking like that, I thought that everything is up on me. Everything is up on me, and if I'm not reaching the results I would like to experience, then there must be something wrong with me. I haven't done enough. I am not enough. And my work is not good enough. That's how I thought. And if you think like that, well, there truly is nothing wrong with you, and most probably you've done enough. Maybe, well, the question is, could your skills be improved? Yes, of course. I always tell you, God is not a state of perfection. You're not seeking perfection. It's a state of becoming. So what you're seeking the most is becoming better, becoming better. But if you're constantly becoming better, how can you know that you're enough? Well, you can know that you're enough because you're not alone here. So therefore, there's something else that is navigating your life. There's just something else that feels very natural, but we're not so familiar with it. There's a force, like in Star Wars they call it the Force. In Taoism they call it the Tao. In other ways of thinking they call it God or universe. And the fact that that force moves through you, that your heart beats, that you're breathing completely unconsciously, that you're part of great cycles of nature, tells us that you're already enough, because if you would not be good enough, you would not survive until now, you would not be here. And then if you look into the creation of this force, you will find nature, you will find, well, great creation around you. You will find cosmos and universe and planets and stars and all this great creation, and you will notice, well, it's quite well organized. It's functioning quite well. Well, it's functioning much better than in your psychology, right? It's functioning perfectly. And then, if this force somehow guides your life, and from my experience, I've noticed that I was never planning doing what I'm doing. I was not visualizing it. I was not setting goals to do what I'm doing now. What I truly wanted for me was to live a life of purpose, to live a life of meaning, to live a life of joy, of passion. And then I guess this intention took me onto a path where, well, I got revealed to my deepest joy, which is creativity and love for wisdom and, well, self-research and all of this, playfulness, creativity. So I've noticed that maybe it's not really my design, maybe there truly is a force that looks over me and helps me to evolve when I'm willing to evolve. And if I trust this force a little bit more, if I surrender to this force a little bit more, let's see what happens. So I've noticed it was not hard work that was really tough for me to learn. It became quite natural to me because I knew I need to take care of myself. It was let go and trust and surrender that was actually hard for me to learn. It was hard for me to let go and believe that things will work out. But the only way to try it out is to try it out, right? The only way to find out is to try it out. So I'm sharing this with you to give you an inspiration. Ease up a little bit. I don't mean become more passive. I don't mean work less hard. I mean work as hard as you want. But when you finish your work, let go. Don't look for results. Don't think when it will happen. I know it's hard to stop thinking when it will happen, but you need to refocus yourself onto something simple. You see, if most of your day you spend in working mode, in doing mode, in taking care of others, obviously your brain is trained to constantly look at the tasks where you can be of service to something or someone. But then to let go means that you focus on something easy or something pleasant like nature. When you go in nature, you don't need to take care of many things. You can just walk around, right? Or focus onto a stream of a river, or do something fun, something playful. This is all the act of letting go. When you place your mind off the destination, off the outcome, off the complexity, and you bring it on something simple, or something fun, something playful, like a sport. That's why people love working out, because it makes them forget a little bit about their work. But what if letting go becomes a lifestyle? Like, I do my job, and when I finish it, I let go of it. I'm not looking for results. I'm not obsessed over how it will work out. I'm rather just doing it because I want to do it. And if I have a vision, that great goal, and I feel really deeply pulled towards it, then it means that maybe God planted that vision into me because my soul craves this kind of experiences. So somehow, some way it will work out. But it's not me who will determine how it will work out. It's not me, it's not my ego. My intellect is too limited, right? I don't know all the possibilities. And if I don't know all the possibilities, it means there are possibilities that are unknown to me right now. And if there are possibilities that are unknown to me right now, then, well, it means that I need to allow them to happen. I need to allow them to happen. And to allow something to happen is to move yourself out of the way. Move yourself out of the way, right? You can't look into the dirt when the seed will grow. You want to, but nothing will change. The seed will grow anyway in its own timing, right? So you need to understand that everything you're dreaming about has its own timing. Nails on your hand have its own timing. Hairs, they have its own timing. You, your body, it has its own timing. And same your dreams, your goals. You don't dream about it because of nothing. You dream about it because it was planted into you. Trust that, my friend. And if that dream is present inside of you, it has its own timing. Sure, you will need to work for it. You will need to learn many skills so it can manifest. But let these skills call you into action. Not for the sake of achieving it, but for the sake of becoming a new you, right? So don't be so obsessed over when it will happen. Doesn't matter how miserable your life situation feels like. It's only your judgment that it's miserable anyway. What matters is that you are doing it because you are becoming, you feel driven to become something new. Not because you're tired of who you are, but because you have this natural drive to keep becoming, to keep growing, to keep evolving. That's nature, my friends. Look, everything around me is constantly growing into something. And remember, my friend, everything has its own timing. Your dreams, your passions, your visions have its own timing. And when you don't know how to handle something, let go. Sometimes I like to sit down in quietness because when I'm patient enough, mud settles and the water becomes clear, right? When I'm patient enough, mud settles and water becomes clear. This is my mind. When I don't know what to do because I've been doing too much of it, I've been working too hard on it, I've noticed that what I truly need to do is to surrender, to let go. So if you still don't know what surrender means, it means you go from this to this. You relax. You relax. So relax, my friend, relax, because maybe truly the most beautiful things will come to you when you will forget that you ever wanted them. And maybe what your body craves the most is to relax, to ease up. And to those of you who find a hard time to relax, know that relaxation builds up through time, same as muscles. Like muscles become more, bigger and stronger because you train them. Your nervous system becomes better at relaxing because you train it to relax. So one way to train your nervous system to relax is to slow down your breathing. There's a practice often used in psychology called box breathing, which is you breathe in for 4 seconds, then you stay at the top for 4 seconds, then you breathe out for 4 seconds, and then you stay at the bottom for 4 seconds. And you keep doing that for 5 to 10 minutes. You will see a change. Your mind will relax because your neocortex will relax. Your limbic brain will relax. Your reptilian brain will relax. your vagus nerve will relax, your nervous system will relax, and you will see your muscles in the body will relax. It's all connected, it's all connected. And your breath is a reflection of the state of this interconnectedness. When there's chaos, your breathing will be shallow and fast. When there's space, your breathing will be slow and deep, right? When breathing is slow and deep, there's clear water, there's mental clarity. When your breathing is shallow and fast, there's chaos and mud, so you don't see much, right? And then you think you need to work harder, you need to try more, and then you come across these people who are not trying much. They're just moving with the flow and everything works for them, right? And you're like, on what those people are, like what they are doing differently. They've learned the art of surrender, the art of letting go. I'm not saying be passive, my friends. I'm not a passive person, I'm a worker. I would say I'm a hard worker. I love to work because I have so many incredible ideas, I don't want to waste them. I have this feeling that God planted these ideas into me and I need to initiate them. So I am working hard on them. But I've also learned to relax, to let go, to surrender, because in those moments I receive clarity around how to use these ideas the most appropriately. And yes, so they can turn into actuality. Okay? So, my friend, let go. Let go, and it will work out. Let go and let God, as the great Wayne Dyer said, right? Let go and let God to take care of you when you don't know what to do. Okay? Thank you so much for being here, my friends. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Thanks to all of you for choosing to support my art in our store, AttractPassion.com. Check it out. Each of my paintings has its own philosophy, its own story. They are quite interesting. So see which one speaks to you. And also thanks to all of you for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content. See you there, and till next time, one love.